And we're going to go live to LinkedIn and live to the other one, YouTube. And I'm just going to share my screen. Sessions, and it's a Chrome tab. Okay. Morning, Richard. Welcome. Yeah, we can hear you, Richard. Welcome to round two. This is part two of something we picked up on last week, which is all about boosting your LinkedIn, kind of focused around your profile and networking on LinkedIn. So thank you for Andrew, Lulu, and Richard for joining us in the live sessions.
Yeah.
For those of you that are tuning in online, this is part of a 13-week masterclass series, which you can check out through our school community. I'm just going to mute you, Richard, because there's a little bit of noise on your side. If I can, there we go, mute. Hopefully that'll help. And then, yeah, so the 13-week program. 13-week program focused on LinkedIn, lead generation, marketing tactics to kind of really help you to drive more business through the power of leveraging LinkedIn, your profile, creating automated campaigns that will connect you and start building conversations. Good morning, Jeremy, to you.
Welcome. Good morning, Alex. Sorry I'm late. Couldn't sign on.
Yeah, not to worry. So the session is it's a 30-minute session. I'm basically going to focus on more on the LinkedIn profile side, carrying on from what Victor shared last week around kind of things that we can do to further optimize our profile. On the agenda, I'll do a quick introduction. We'll then move into looking at the profile photo, and then I'm also going to talk about Sales Nav, because often people are talking, they asked me the question, do I need Sales Navigator at all? So I'm going to kind of answer that question as well. So yeah, welcome again to the masterclass. Whether you're looking to kind of increase your influence, maybe you're looking to generate more leads, improve your personal brand, maybe it's just you want a stronger network on LinkedIn. All those things are really key in helping you achieve your goals. So this morning's session very much focused around the LinkedIn profile. We'll look at kind of the complete overview and where this sits in with the whole map a bit later on. So we last week looked at kind of optimizing your profile. We looked at kind of the about section and improving that, making sure your headline was standing out. Today we're going to tap into this profile photo, because I've found some really cool tools that have really helped me over the years to kind of refine that photo, and we'll run through that in a moment. But just a quick intro for those that are tuning in. We do have a website, leadith.io. If you head over to the website, you can click on Learn at the top and then drop down to our school community. Our school community is where all the replays for these masterclasses are. There's a repository there which we're building up, and it's all searchable. So if you've got a particular keyword around LinkedIn, you can type that in the search box and you might find a little video that's relevant to what you're looking for. So yeah, it's all about leveraging LinkedIn. By the end of this masterclass, hopefully you have a clear roadmap for kind of how you can go away and implement some of these improvements to really make your profile fly. I've revamped the slide decks because I'm currently redoing it, a new set of slides for the whole season. But quick introduction to myself. So my name's Alex Smith. I'm your host. 10 years of experience in kind of LinkedIn marketing. I've actually looked back onto the LinkedIn profile settings, and it said my profile is 15 years old this year. So yeah, been on the platform for a number of years. Worked with various businesses to develop effective strategies for generating leads and building connections on LinkedIn. Currently myself, I'm at around about 11,000 connections on LinkedIn, but it's not about just reaching out to any Tom, Dick and Harry. You know, you want to have the right sorts of people in your network. So today we're going to share some top tips and insights that are going to help you to kind of really get connecting with more people by implementing these profile changes. If you've got any questions, feel free to interrupt me. Just whatever you want to. I think there's a raise hand if you're in the schoolroom, the middle button towards the bottom. Hopefully I'll see that, and then that will help you get your question answered. There's also a Q&A section. I'm not too adventurous with the polls. I've not really started any polls or anything like that yet, but maybe in a forthcoming session I might look at doing that. So where does LinkedIn fit in the whole kind of marketing thing? This is what we call the funnel model. And it basically is a classic marketing model that's been around for years, and it describes what we call the customer journey, right away from that very first touch point to the purchase and beyond. Now, LinkedIn is very much a B2B network. So it's designed for kind of people, professionals in business. A massive network. I think we looked at the stats, and it was over kind of 800,000 LinkedIn profiles now across 200 countries and regions. So really getting well represented and kind of pulling its weight now in terms of Twitter and X and all their issues. A lot of people are kind of moving on to the LinkedIn space for kind of even the advertising side of the platform is growing as well. Back to the funnel though, this is called a funnel because the number of potential customers decreases at each stage. It's a bit like liquid flowing through a funnel. The stages of the funnel are awareness, interest, consider, purchase, and then retention. Awareness is very much the top of funnel. It's all about your prospects becoming aware of your brand or your product. And LinkedIn is a really powerful tool for that, because obviously that 800 million profiles, that's a lot of awareness. And that's potentially, your ideal clients are going to be there, and we need to get your profile in front of those people. So your LinkedIn profile is really helping you right there in the awareness stage. Moving down the funnel, you've got the interest stage, and that's when people start to learn a little bit more about your offering. When they go a bit further, they can consider you, weighing up the options, comparing you to others. Then they go to this purchase stage, which is great. And then you've got to retain them as a loyal customer, give them fantastic customer service. And then this has been modernized to what we call the flywheel effect. So imagine a circle, it never ends, just like a machine. It gathers momentum and then just keeps on going. And good morning to Christopher's just joined us. The flywheel effect basically starts with this attract phase. We're attracting top of the funnel awareness, very similar. Those prospects are drawn into what you're doing, to your lead magnets. You're then engaging with them. You then delight them as a customer, exceeding their expectations, providing a great experience. And then the hope is that they become loyal advocates and fans to promote that to other people. So they become part of your marketing strategy and system. So it's important to think about those 4 steps and have that implemented within your business. Now, in terms of what we're doing with Leadith, we're supporting people to kind of help them on this whole journey, really. It starts at stage 1, right at the bottom here. They're struggling to get any sales on LinkedIn. We help them to look at their target audience. So it's identifying who that target audience is. That's done through several methods, LinkedIn searches, groups, events, engagements on other people's posts and things like that. And then we're moving up this kind of road to stage 2, which is what we're looking at today. And that's more of kind of optimizing your personal LinkedIn profile to make sure it speaks to your target market with clarity. It's important that there's kind of alignment there, because if there's not, as soon as someone clicks on your profile, they're not going to know what you're about. It's going to be very unclear, and they won't want to connect with you. And that opportunity is then kind of gone in the bin. So it's important we get those stages right. Stage 3, we look at LinkedIn outreach automation. So we leverage software to really automate that whole process at scale. And it is very much a numbers game. LinkedIn is letting you connect with so many people per week. It's kind of 100 people per week, 400 people per month. If you can send that many connection requests out, and there's plenty of your target market on LinkedIn, then you're bound to get some replies coming back, some connections come back, and hopefully customers as a result of it. The natural follow-up stage is email. So email is a really powerful tool to take that conversation further, move them further down the funnel. And then we also look at video content marketing. It's kind of mainly content marketing. Having a 13-week content plan that we can throw content out to LinkedIn on your profile, and then that in return will generate inbound leads. So we've got the outbound strategy, and then we've got an inbound strategy, which is really going to start to draw those leads in with that content. And then finally, we look at appointment setting, having systems in place. And recently, some exciting news. We've just partnered with High Level. I'm actually Leadith's actually got its own kind of version of High Level, which is a marketing automation tool. So we're actually kind of supporting clients currently to build more automations around their business. So things like all the way from your initial stuff, lead magnet stuff, where people are coming in, signing up, registering their details on your website, all the way through to client delivery and going out, getting those testimonials, getting those requests. And High Level is a really fantastic platform that allows us to do that. So we're actually kind of rolling that out to some of the Leadith clients at the moment, which is really exciting. So profile photos. Now, just wanted to share a couple of tools that I've been using for photo analysis. Recently, this tool here, I'm just going to share the screen, and hopefully this will share in the right place so you all can see it. Can I just have a thumbs up if you can all see my pretty headshots? Yeah. Okay. So profile photos. I actually uploaded a kind of a selfie picture of myself wearing a suit to my LinkedIn profile page. And what I noticed is that, engagement was okay, but there's this website here. This is called Photofeeler, PHOTOFEELER.com. It's a free tool that basically helps you to put your photo up there. It pulls it off LinkedIn. Then others in the Photofeeler network can decide on whether your photo whether you look competent, likable, or influential in your photo. And what I found that by getting a professional headshot, so this photo here on the right-hand side was a professional headshot taken at a conference, probably some 5 or 6 years ago now, so it's getting a little bit out of date. But I wore the same suit, and it was the difference was it was a professional headshot, a better crop. And what I found is the competency. People thought I looked a lot more competent with that professional headshot, 9.2 versus 8.3. I looked a lot more likable, which is 9 versus the kind of 6.9. And then influential score went up hugely, 9.7 versus 8.1. So obviously using professional headshots really improved. That was based on 107 votes, so very similar. And you could dive into these individual photos and you'll see all the comments that people write. If you're looking for compliments and things, you'll get all those there as well from other users. So a really fantastic tool. It helped me to really understand that, that professional headshot is reflecting you, and that will have an impact in terms of the number of people that are going to accept your connection request. So it's really important to seek out either a professional photographer who can help you and support you in that, to really get the best side of you across there. Now, another tool that I came across was this one. This is actually called Snapper, SNAPPR. I'll share all the links to these websites so you can go and check them out after. But Snapper is a photo analysis tool that uses AI, and we can actually go into this tool, click Analyze My LinkedIn Photo. We sign in with our LinkedIn credentials. Let me just give the computer access to my LinkedIn credentials. So all it's going to pull off is basically your LinkedIn photo from your LinkedIn profile. It wants me to log in yet again. So if we can allow it, it's not going to, hopefully it's going to work. There we go. Yeah. So this is now analyzing our LinkedIn photo. So it's pulling off your current LinkedIn photo off your LinkedIn profile. And there we go. We are presented with a score out of 100, and it will highlight areas that we can improve our personal headshot photo. And if we go to, we can share the score if we want to share the score, but we've got full analysis below. So let's look into the full analysis. The smile is essential. So you nailed it. You're showing some teeth, which is good. You could show a tiny bit more of them. The corners of the mouth are raised, a true smile. So it tells you kind of how to best kind of get this right. Apparently, I've got a really bad jawline though, so it's to do with the shadows under the chin. When you're working with a professional photographer, obviously they'll be aware of all these things, and they'll really want to improve this to make sure you're getting this right. There's something called the squinch. The squinch is kind of to do with your facial muscles around your eyes, and if you kind of squint slightly, as if you're kind of grinning or laughing at a great joke, it talks about that. So apparently that helps with people's perceptions of you in a professional context. Apparently, so and then we've got composition, zoom, how zoomed in the photo is. You've got the rule of thirds, which is a classic photography element. So the idea is to kind of line up one of your eyes on the top thirds where the cross meets on the top third. And when you get that positioning correct, then that really helps. Think about the background. Obviously, if you've got a bit of a confusing background, it might distract from your face. So make sure it's not too dark. There's plenty of contrast there as well. And then the editing is something else that it will also analyze. So it analyzes the brightness, the contrast. Mine's a bit blurry, so it would like to see it a bit sharper. But yeah, the saturation, how much color is in there, and the actual color temperature. It tells you kind of how you can improve that. So that's Snapper, a really helpful tool that I've used, in the past years, and I've identified, used it with clients as well to help clients kind of really improve what they're doing. But the best thing you can do is contact a local photographer who's specializing in, headshot photography. Pay them the £200 or whatever they charge to do a headshot, and it's well worth it because you'll see a return on the investment because you're going to get a lot more people connecting to your profile. Any questions on that? You're all amazed at the technology. Yeah, in terms of I mean, so just the way you say, yeah, it is remarkable. Some people say, yeah, it can be very shallow, but I think it is. It's all about that numbers game. Ultimately, if you can get more people connecting to you and you can display yourself in the best light possible, that's going to improve the chances of those opportunities for you, for sure. Hmm. Yes. Yeah. I need to get around to refreshing mine. I mean, I've got the kit here, but for some reason, whenever you do it yourself, it's never quite up to the standard. Whereas if you've got the professional lighting, and you can, and there's the clarity there, with the soft backgrounds or the bokeh effects and stuff like that, then that really helps. I mean, people think, yeah, I want to do business with this guy. He looks professional. He's gone to that effort to present himself well. So, yeah, yeah. Any further thoughts on that, gentlemen? We seem to have lost Lulu. Okay. I don't know if you know how to unmute yourself, Richard, if you've got any further comments. Okay. So let's move into Sales Navigator, the next stage. Often getting a lot of people asking about, do I need Sales Navigator? Is Sales Navigator a requirement to be generating more leads on LinkedIn? So let's just have a quick discussion around kind of what Sales Navigator is and how it might help you ultimately. So we'll go to the next one. Here we go. On speaker notes. For those that are watching the live stream, sorry, you're a bit behind. I'm gonna reshare my screen. There we go. So why choose Sales Navigator? It's an expensive upgrade at £80 a month. So the answer is it lies in the targeting approach. So with Sales Navigator, you can actually create really highly specific search filters right away from company size, seniority level, even whether people have recently changed jobs or not. And that level of detail means you're not just finding leads, but you're finding the right leads. So when we're pushing out those 400 connection requests on a monthly basis or 100 a week, the work is not in vain. It's going to exactly the right people who we want to be in front of. So that laser precision is really going to help us to get some much better results with our campaigns. So Sales Navigator, it also keeps you informed and up to date about your prospects, so people that are already in your network, and maybe customers, if you've got customers, if you're connected with your customers on LinkedIn. So it'll keep you up to date on job changes, company news, shared experiences, and helps you to really kind of initiate in a timely manner the relevant conversations that you need to be having with people. Another key feature of Sales Navigator is it allows you to save and organize leads, so you can actually be a bit more choosy. So I have a lot of clients that only want to work with, say, females, like they're a female business coach or something like that. That's always been a challenge in Sales Navigator, unless you pay for an ad where you can target just females. If you're just trying to target them with the basic LinkedIn, it's very difficult. So what we do is we create a lead list, and a lead list allows us to save manually a set of prospects to a list, and then we've got a refined list of maybe just the females that we want to engage with. So that's one way people are using lead lists. Another feature is obviously you can send messages directly to people using a built-in feature called InMail. Now, an InMail is like LinkedIn's version of an email. You get 50 credits with Sales Navigator to send up to 50 messages to people, and that's kind of via email, but through LinkedIn server. So you can find a prospect, they might not be connected with them yet, but you can send them a direct email with a subject line and a body, and that will come from your LinkedIn profile to theirs. So it's a bit like email. Obviously, that means more opportunities to reach those decision makers directly, even if they're not necessarily in your network. Okay. So I was just getting a bit of noise there from one of the participants. So it's hopefully a bit better now. So yeah, in summary, Sales Navigator, it's just about maximizing this potential for generating sales and leads through LinkedIn. It's going to help you to take strategic steps to target the right sorts of people. But what we've got is something I want to show you, which is a Prospect Finder. So Prospect Finder is a built-in tool to the Leaders platform. So a lot of people are already spending £80 just on a bit of software to filter their prospects. So if we actually come over to this tab here, this is the Leaders platform, which you can see. And within the Leaders platform, we have what we call the Prospects tab. So these are all the people that we're already connected to, a big long list of data. And then we've also got Prospect Finder. So the Prospect Finder works very similarly to this Sales Navigator tool. We've actually got 640 million prospects in this tool, and that's connected LinkedIn profiles. But it works in a very kind of similar manner. We've got a filter down the side here. We can filter by a geographical region. We can say we want to just speak to people based in the United States or wherever we're looking to target people. We can then say where the company's based if we want. We've also got a bit more information in terms of we need to get a phone number for them. If that's part of your sequence and you want to be calling people, you can do search for phone numbers. And then job title, we can search for specific job titles. So I might try seniority level, so maybe a CXO, really kind of top level, or a VP. And then we can go to company info and say, right, what industry do we want to target them? Let's go scroll down to have a look at some of these, maybe financial services. So top people in financial service companies, number of employees in the business, so to further kind of refine our results. So if we want to go for kind of the SMEs, we might look at that sort of search. Once we've created a search, we get a list of prospects. Oh, this doesn't like my location because United States is not in Europe. Let's just get rid of that. So we've got a list of prospects from basically these are all kind of top level people who are all coming up in that specific industry, and we can then choose which prospects we want to then connect with. So each of these are clickable, and this would take us straight to the LinkedIn profile for that person, and then from here on in we can also add those prospects directly to a campaign, and those campaigns would be to connect with people. So that's how we get around Sales Navigator, and we save people £80 a month because obviously we throw this into our tool. From here, you can also enrich the prospect. Enriching the prospect, it goes out and finds the corporate email address and a phone number for the prospect, is what that does. And we add that as part of a campaign sequence step. So yeah, that's a little bit about Sales Navigator and whether you feel you might need it or not need it. Obviously, if you're coming over to Leadith, we've got the power of Sales Navigator kind of built into the platform. Any further questions on there? We're kind of almost at the top of the hour, so and I know I've got a 10 o'clock today, so a couple of more minutes. Happy to answer any questions or kind of wrap this session up for today. Go, Andrew. So sorry, which campaign are we referring to? Yes, that's right. Yeah, so the way the AI handles it, AI can be used to generate the campaign messaging, and it can be also used to help you to respond to the replies you're getting. So yeah, email is a part of the sequence. There's an integration. We can hook up email. So if you just wanted an email only approach, a lot of clients do that, creating a cold email campaign essentially. Yeah, that's possible. Yeah. So it starts them right at the start of the campaign. So think of it as a third-degree connection. We're just putting this, cold lead into a campaign. I mean, you could filter the results and drive them into a connection request first campaign. So we connect on LinkedIn, then build up a bit of a relationship, and then we go out to email, which is what most campaigns do. But there's pros and cons of each, and the beauty is you can create as many campaigns as you like, test and measure each campaign, and then just really refine them and optimize them, split test the subject lines to get better open rates. Very similar to kind of email marketing. Yeah. Okay. Anything else, Christopher? Yeah, I would love to. So the headline bio is probably your number one thing. That's the little bit of text right at the top of your profile that people see. And when you're chatting to people, people get a snippet of about 5 words of that before they, read your message. They'll see that it comes up below your name. So that's probably the key thing, getting that right. In previous trainings and previous masterclasses, I've got what I call the XYZ formula. which basically introduces yourself in a way that you address them. So I help X is kind of who they are. So I help stressed out small business owners. So you're kind of shouting out to who you are trying to target in that headline. I help them. What is the result? Which is the why, and the Z is how you go about doing it. So I help small business owners to generate 10 qualified leads per month, whatever that, if that's your result. If you can quantify it, great, that really helps. And then finally, how you do it. And then I do it through a group coaching program, or how you deliver it. So that's one way of looking at it. That sort of formula in that headline bio. ChatGPT is great at writing those as well. So yeah, getting that right, professional headshot, and then third I would say is the headline banner. Often underutilized, but you can add call to actions in that banner and ask people to click on, send you a DM or click on a link further down in your profile. You can showcase, it basically brings together all your branding. So it's the first place that people are going to see your brand, see your corporate colors. And then if you've got other things that you're going to send them to, like a website, it ties that whole branding and messaging together. So I think that they're probably the three key bits of information that I would say in terms of the LinkedIn profile. Obviously, the about box, like we looked at last week, is great for SEO. So if you want to be found for specific keywords and searches, then I would put my efforts fourthly into that about box. And then there's extra things beyond that, like having an A-star rated profile, which is where you complete it as much as you can. An all-star profile, they call it on LinkedIn. Making sure you get up to that 5-star all-star profile status. By putting in experiences, education, all the kind of nitty-gritty stuff that you can do. But primarily, that headline, professional headshot, and the banner graphic are the three key bits of information. They're all above the fold before people even scroll down lower. So yeah, hope this has been helpful for you guys. I'm going to wrap it up now. Next week, we're moving on to some practical, actual engineering, messaging, and reaching out to connections with kind of messages, and I'll share a bit of a guide in terms of effective campaigns that have worked and approaches, different approaches. So we're going to look at that next week. So yeah, thank you very much, and yeah, have a great rest of your week.